truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God. Amen.
Yeah, good evening, Honorable Chairman and the Honorable Committee members. My name is Reggie George, and I represent Olam. I am looking after the farming division for the group, and I am based out of Abuja. And I will briefly give my submission. We have submitted all the documents, which is what was available with us. We have submitted now. All the 35 copies have been given. And this is a transaction which has been commenced in June 2016 on an 8,000 metric tons of rice, processed rice from our local rice processing facility in Rukubi in Doma local government area of Nasarawa state. And it is a contract which has been awarded to us through NEMA, and out of the 8,000 metric tons, it was on a price of 15,000 naira per bag of 50 kg, and we have given it in two slots. One is a WFP through NEMA. NEMA is the agency which has taken, and WFP has World Food Program has collected 5,000 metric tons from the farm gate itself.
Chairman, please let us be on the same page with Masas Olam, please.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So 5,000 metric tons have been supplied at the farm gate, and then later another 3,000 metric tons has been collected directly by the NEMA. So we have completed the transaction by April 13th, when we have started in June 2017, and the payment, it is an overall payment of 2.4 billion on 8,000 metric tons, and we have done that, and we have got a majority of the payment we have received so far, and there is a balance of 274 million out of that to be received. The consignment is completed. That is my submission, Your Honorable Chair.
Yeah, okay. How much is the total contract sum?
The total amount is of the contract is 2.4 billion naira. Out of that, we have received 2.125 billion. That is 2 billion 125 million 387,500 naira we have received, and there is an outstanding payment of 274,612,500, including the withholding tax of 5%.
So how did you come across the contract?
See, actually, originally it was not, we have not applied for a NEMA contract or anything on this. We have been called by the Ministry of Agriculture as part of a RIPAN, Rice Processors Association of Nigeria, since it is all local millers in Nigeria has been called for, and then they have checked about the stock as well as the prices of.
So Ministry of Agri invited you for
a meeting along with all the rice processors association members. It is the whole local rice processors have an association.
Yeah, NEMA awarded you with a contract of 2 billion.
Sir, I will.
And you say you came across the contract through the invitation by the Ministry of Agri.
Sir, I will explain that. If you give me, I'll take only 2 minutes on that. So we have been called for that meeting, and after that, taking the stock and the prices of this processes, then we had been asked to submit an invoice to the Ministry of Finance on this 8,000 metric tons, which we have done. So after that, we got an award letter from NEMA. That is the time in which we have even.
Do you have the copy of the award letter?
Yes, we have, and it is in the submission also, which is given. Yes. It is here, sir. It is in the copies.
Yeah, can you read the award letter, please?
The allocation letter.
The
award letter, yeah. It is to the from National Emergency Management Agency, addressed to the Managing Director, Olam Nigeria Limited. Letter of contract award for the supply of 8,000 metric tons, that is 160,000 bags of 50 kg rice, to the National Emergency Management Agency.
Where? Is there any locations you are supposed to supply it?
It was at the farm gate. Farm gate means we have a processing mill in Rukubi in the Doma local government area. So it was ex-farm gate, but we have other warehouses also in Kano, Abuja.
No, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
National Emergency Management Agency gave you an award to supply rice worth of 2.4 billion.
Yes.
When you receive an award, at least they will tell you, take these items to supply the items to where?
No, the understanding as per the agreement was that we need to be supplying it at the processing facility itself. They will be sending the trucks.
Processing.
Yeah.
So it's just like a direct purchase.
Yeah, it is more or less like, I do not know the technicality of the term direct purchase. It is a purchase which is to be delivered at the farm gate itself into their trucks, or the trucks organized by NEMA or WFP. Yeah. Yeah. They come to the farm to take delivery of the produce, the rice.
Yeah, honorable colleagues, you can now. Yeah, go ahead, Chairman. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Reggie George,
Yes, sir.
the Vice President,
Yes.
Olam Rice Division. So we really want to, let's start from your legal status. Do you exist in law? Or what's your form of trade? Are you a limited liability company or?
Olam Nigeria Limited is a company which is incorporated in Nigeria in 1989.
Okay, can we see your certificate of incorporation? Can we see your documents?
No, it is not part of the document, sir, but I can definitely submit it tomorrow.
Well, we asked for it. Those are the things you said you should avail us. So we are interested, because before government can engage you pursuant to provisions of the Procurement Act, there are prerequisite requirements that one expect you to meet. You know, your tax clearance certificate.
Honorable sir, actually we have submitted these certificates to NEMA. One is certificate of incorporation.
Sir.
Okay.
You know, what we are asking, the Parliament asked you to bring these documents. Okay? So you are talking to the Parliament. We are not asking what you submitted to NEMA. You know, your tax clearance certificate.
Sir, actually,
your certificate of incorporation,
yeah.
Your tax clearance certificate, your PENCOM compliance certificate, your ITF compliance certificate, your NSITF compliance certificate.
So this is all. My apologies. First of all, I did not understand from the letter that I need to be bringing it today. But tomorrow, first thing in the morning itself, we have all this, whatever is mentioned, and we will submit in a required number of copies by tomorrow morning itself. First thing in the morning, we will do that. My apologies on that.
Okay. Two. How did you come into the services of NEMA? Was there any contractual obligation between the two of you? Was there any advertisement you responded to?
Sir, actually, we did not have a previous experience with NEMA at all.
Come again?
We did not have a previous contract or anything with to do with NEMA until this one. And we were also not aware that this is going to be through NEMA that is going to happen. And
so on what basis did NEMA issued you letter of award? On what basis?
So we have been asked to, as part of the process meeting, we had been asked to submit an invoice. We have submitted an invoice, and after that we got this allocation through NEMA. That's the time in which we understood that it is through NEMA which is going to be.
So sir, Mr. George, if I understand you very well,
yeah.
Okay, there wasn't any negotiation between you and NEMA?
Not at all.
There wasn't any meeting between you and NEMA?
No, it was not there at all.
So you just got letter of award from NEMA?
Yes.
No discussion, no negotiation?
No, it was only the Ministry of Agriculture in that Rice Process Association meeting which was discussed, nothing other than that.
Okay.
But we are a company, we were having enough stock at that point of time.
So sir, if you look at the documents you submitted to us,
yeah,
because I've been trying to go through them, One, you raised invoice in favor of Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
So now, what's your business with Ministry of Finance? What's your business with Ministry of Finance? If you look at your invoice dated 23rd of May 2017, 23rd of May, you issued an invoice in favor of Ministry of Finance, and for what you have told this honorable committee, that there wasn't any discussion between you and NEMA. You had meeting with Minister of Agriculture,
yeah.
And so because we are trying to understand, you know, how finance came into this matter.
Yeah, sir, we are following the instructions from the Ministry of Agriculture on that.
Do you have Minister of Agriculture representatives there? Do you have anybody from Minister of Agriculture here? The delivery also, from the document you submitted to us, I can see, where did you claim you delivered the rice to?
It is, sir, at the processing facility itself, which is in Rukubi.
Where is that located, sir?
Rukubi in Doma local government area in Nasarawa State.
Nasarawa State.
Yes.
Okay, I have a letter. I have a letter from the document you submitted here. Indicating a particular foreign agency, international organization, acknowledging receipt of the rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is the World Food Program, sir.
PENCOM, you are here. Okay, you want to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and dear colleagues. I remain Darlington, Culture. Please, the MD, please, I want to confirm something, because I overheard you said that you have all the necessary documents, you know, that requires you to do business with any Nigerian establishment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure this transaction was done either in 2017 or 2018, right? Which year?
Sorry, I did not hear you last.
This transaction we're talking about, was it done in 2017 or 2018?
It started in 2017 June.
That's right.
And entered in 2018 April.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Please, do you have the document? Do you know the document they call PENCOM?
See, we have been of registering
National Pension Commission.
Bureau
it's one of the
Public
necessary documents which you must have before you carry out any business with any Nigerian establishment.
Honorable member, this is the first time that we are getting into a government contract for the first time in last 25 years. And we have been asked to give these details.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm just reacting to what you said.
Yeah.
You said it was a blanket statement, that you have all the necessary documents that's required for you to carry out any business. That's what you said. Yeah. That's right. I said, do you have National Pension Commission documents? Did you do that?
It will be there, because see the thing
it will, because your statement was we have everything, because we are on record.
See, I just wanted to let you know also that we have a corporate office in Lagos.
It's okay. If I tell you that you don't have that,
we will bring it. We will bring it for sure.
Please, I want, Mr. Chairman, I want this to be on record, that they said that they have PENCOM certificate for 2017 and 2018. Please let it be.
Okay, thank you. Let me, before...
I did not make a statement like that. That
yeah,
we have
before
because that is something, Honorable Chairman, that is something which I need to check with my head office.
Hold on. Before Honorable Gabriel, Boma, please take, I'm still presiding. Where is the representative of the DG PENCOM?
Where's the submission?
Can you show him, is this document from PENCOM, item 162? Can you make some clarification, please? Check. check FIRS. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162. 162.
Document is from PENCOM. Sorry. The document is from PENCOM. Submission.
Yeah, can you read the aspect and explain to the committee?
Olam Nigeria Limited, not issued with clearance certificate.
So they don't have any certificate?
Yes, in 2017 and 2018, not issued any certificate.
Okay, thank you.
At the time of the submission.
Thank you. What is NSITF? Yeah, can you also refer us to your submission where Olam Nigeria Limited appear?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Olam Nigeria Limited did register with NSITF, but they made payments, but they have not, no certificate. They have not requested for certificate.
Where's their submission? Where's your report, sir? Where's their report? NSITF report?
See, ask Secretariat.
Secretariat, NSITF report, please.
Hold on.
NSITF submission.
Yeah, where is ITF? Yeah, can you?
What of NSITF submission?
We have. Yeah, ITF, can you explain and refer us to the last submission?
Yes.
You remember there was a controversy?
Yes.
So go ahead.
My last submission as regards Olam Nigeria Limited, that's number 220. As at the time of submission, they have not paid 2017. But later, when after I made the submission, we made the submission, they paid after, but they have not collected 2017 certificates.
There was an issue
of our contract. Did you meet them?
That's why I'm saying that some of those things the DG have to be the one to answer this, because the submission he made here, by our submission, he mentioned that there was a meeting of a committee headed, and the acting president, who is the vice president then, was the chairman. Including,
so are you saying that the acting president had a meeting with Olam? Is that what you are saying?
Olam confirmed something which is in our
Olam is there.
That there was
Judge.
Yes, that
Judge. Listen very well. Did you have a meeting with Mr. Vice President?
No. No.
He said no. Wait, please, excuse me, please.
In our submission, we said the Rice Processors Association of Nigeria were involved in this exercise. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture.
Okay, thank you, Kaude. Okay. It is very conclusive, very unambiguous. You signed letter of award to Masas Olam, and we believe that there should have been a process leading to this exercise. Assuming without considering that you did not use the default method of procurement, which is open competitive bidding. Yes. No, I just want us to be very clear about what we are doing here. So, Mr. Chairman, may I apply, Mr. Chairman, sir, that the country director, Mr. Sang Langlaw, Langwort, the representative of this World Food Program, we need to have him here. He needs to shed light. He needs to tell us what happened to the 5,000 metric tons of rice that we paid for. What happened to the rice? Where is the rice? Because the beneficiary from various states in the northeast came here and they denied that they didn't have any, they didn't collect any rice from Nema. So we need to know what happened to the 5,000 metric tons of rice you released to them.
He has moved a submission, so adopt. Honorable colleague. Yeah, go ahead, let me.
Mr. Acting DG, if you remember, when we started this public hearing, one of you testified before us that it was the procurement man, but that he was never allowed to sign any letter. He said it before you, and you agreed. Now you are not telling us now that there was no procurement officer. There was somebody within you that said he is in charge of procurement, and they did not allow him to sign. You signed the letter, you awarded the contract, you received, and you distributed the materials.
Three brothers.
Honorable colleague, please let me, we have so many companies and agencies that are here today, and some of them have been here from 12 o'clock. So we have received submission from Olam. We have also got response from the National Emergency Management Agency. Already there is no controversy on the 5,000 metric tons of rice. There is no controversy already. Olam said this was delivered to the World Food Program, and NEMA also confirmed that yes, they are the one that released the items to that, because the World Food wanted to bring items from outside the country, but they decided they should use this instead of that. So we don't need to label. It will be left to the committee to study all their submissions and take stand. I will now invite Three Brothers, who is also part of the 3.1 billion naira contract. Olam got 2.4, Three Brothers got 600 million. So, Mr. Three Brothers, can you still introduce yourself and also adopt your submission? As I earlier asked you, you say Three Brothers, and I can see only one person.
Peace be to you all. My Honorable Chairman, distinguished members, my names are Abdullah Isani, Operations Manager, Three Brothers Rice Mill. Three Brothers Rice Mill is an agricultural production company which is located at Hadejia, Jigawa State. We have a 140 tons per day rice milling capacity. And
right.
So
you got award of contract from NEMA. That is where.
Okay, we got an award letter of contract from NEMA to supply 2,000 metric tons, which is equivalent to 40,000 bags of 50 kg or 80,000 bags of 25 kg rice to the National Emergency Management Agency, which we did successfully.
Yeah. Okay. Three Brothers. You
Yes,
got
sir?
an award letter from NEMA to supply 2,000 metric tons of rice.
Yes, sir.
At 600 million.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Where did you deliver the items?
The items were delivered to various parts of the Northeast.
By you?
Beg your pardon?
By you?
No. There's a transporter.
Who did you hand over the items to?
The items actually got to the store officer, NEMA store officers. Yes, there's a way to attach to the submission.
Where?
At various places. At various places in the Northeast.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
So
the submissions.
there are places, and the destinations are Borno, Yobe.
Three Brothers, you didn't get my question.
Okay.
You are given an award letter.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
have the copy of the award? Oh, there is no. Check this item. Okay. Ask Secretariat, not
Secretariat. Where's the letter ID? Give me a copy of the letter ID, please. Do you have the letter ID?
Three Brothers.
Sir?
Let me conclude.
There's a problem here.
I know. I'll come to that. They have never denied that it's their company. It was. Yeah. So these award letters here is from you, and is that the name of the company?
The award letter, yes, the award letter is from me, sir.
Yeah,
It's for me. It's for
That's Three Brothers. Is that your
Yes, sir.
company?
Yes, sir. Three Brothers.
And the address there is.
Kilometer 3 Nguru.
Is it correct? All the information
Yes, sir.
there are
But
correct?
there was a typing error in the initial letter, in the initial invoice or letter of introduction we sent to various organizations. So that was where we got the mix-up with the name Three Brothers in words and Three Brothers in figures. But if you can check the RC numbers, they all tally with what we have on the CAC registration. Our CAC registration number is 660769, And that's what we have on the document. It's just a typing error.
It's on the CSC registration. That's where the problem is.
No. What I'm saying is there was a typing error in sending the letter of introductions. What actually happened was Three Brothers Rice Mill, which is situated in Hadija, we had a lot of stock of rice, over 2,000 metric tons as at that particular time. So we're looking for ways to offload those particular rice we had in stock. So we applied to various organizations like the chairman, NEMA, NEMA. Then we applied to World Food Program. We applied to various states also and other corporations as well.
Yeah, what concerns us is you are given contract to supply 40,000 bags of rice.
2,000 metric tons equivalent to 40,000 bags or 50 kg.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Did you supply the items to NEMA warehouse, or NEMA came to your factory and picked the items?
Okay, there's NEMA came to our factory to pick the items.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say. There's a way bill attached to it in which we ensure that the NEMA store officer acknowledges the receipt of the items. What you asked me was, who did they come to our factory to pick up the items? Yes, they came to our factory to pick up the items.
Okay, thank you, Three Brothers. Where is Corporate Affairs Commission? PENCOM.
Mr. Chairman, sir, we need to find out if this gentleman is a director or MD or chairman of Three Brothers. We need to know his person, whether it's proper for him to address this parliament. Are you the MD of this company? Is he a shareholder? Is he a director? Or are you a staff and employee? Establish that.
Okay, sir. I'm a staff and employee of Three Brothers.
Who is the director? Who is the MD?
The MD is unavoidably absent based on health grounds. So I'm representing him because I did the whole processes of the NEMA contract.
Who are the shareholders?
Alajilon Abdullahi, Rabio Abdullahi, and Aisha Abdullahi.
Let me conclude with one question as well. We'll come back to you. PENCOM. Let me start with the FRS. Can you confirm, clerk?
You don't know if this man is competent to present this document.
Hold on.
Observation, please.
Sure.
Chairman.
Can he refer us to?
Chairman,
I'm coming back to Three Brothers.
Chairman, observation, please.
Can you refer us to your submission on the Three Brothers?
Chairman, point of order.
Honorable Gabriel, hold on, please. Thank you. In your submission, FRS, there is a submission you did and you clearly specify Three Brothers.
Yeah, we were asked to give a profile of Three Brothers.
Yeah.
One was Three Brothers as in...
No, this one, the one in award letter, what is your submission?
No, we were not asked on this, sir.
No, you did. You have a submission to that.
The figure 3. The figure 3 we say is not in our database.
It's not in your database?
No, sir.
What of PENCOM?
Yeah. The figure 3 is not in our database.
Point of order.
Africa, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Three Brothers is not legally before the committee by the doctrine of quo warranto. Mr. Chairman, the person who is appearing before the committee is not an MD of Three Brothers. He doesn't have any authorization that he has presented to the committee as representing the company. Mr. Chairman, we don't even have evidence that he's an employee of the said Three Brothers. Mr. Chairman, can he be held liable without this authorization and authority in respect of Three Brothers? Mr. Chairman, he is not, by my own submission, duly authorized to represent Three Brothers. carry. Chairman, it is therefore my singular privilege and honor, based on Chairman's discretion and support of honorable members, that three brothers are not represented before committee and should, in compliance with Section 89 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, be summoned to appear before the committee in the next sitting. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Boma.
I second, as moved by Honorable Boma Gooded from Rivers State. I second the motion moved by Honorable Africa. I so second.
Three brothers, you are to inform the MD and all the shareholders to appear in our next sitting. The committee will communicate to you appropriately.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, sir. Okay, Nema, how are you, sir? Now, excuse me, sir. I want you to take a look at the letter heading of three brothers and the certificate of incorporation, because we want to know whom are we actually dealing with. Okay? We are confused. Clerk, can you please show the acting DG of NEMA? We want to know who we are dealing with, because we have written FIRS, we have written PENCOM, we have written NSITF, and in all their submission, they claim that a company called Three Brothers, Three in Figures, does not exist. Okay? So please present to the director, because we can see a document based on which
what letter was given. It doesn't matter.
Is three in figure and three in what? In words? Are they the same thing? The legal advisor from NEMA should be here now, and director of procurement, they should be here. Procurement, please come and look at the records. Come closer. Are they the same thing? Are they the same one-on-one company you are dealing with? One is in words, one is in figure.
This is one of the terminals at the Tinkan Port. Container traffic used to be mostly inward, but now there is
no, that's procurement, man. Eh? How? Convince me that they are the same. In the face of submission from PENCOM, FIRS, they are here. Where's the letter from PENCOM, please, and FIRS? Show him. Please, come and show him the letters from... Tell him, show him, let him read what FIRS told us.
Note that Three Brothers Rice Limited is not in FIRS database.
So three in figure.
Three in figure.
And the letterhead is in three in figure.
The letterhead is three in
so
figure. I think the fault is that of the company. The fault is that of the company.
So whom are we dealing with? Are we dealing with three in words or three in figure?
I want to believe that we are dealing with three in words.
So if somebody presented a quotation, if they presented documents to you with three in figure, and you believed him, so where is that person tax certificate three in figure? Where is all the basic precautionary documents that are in figure? Do you have them? Okay, over to my brother from NSITF, Abi? ITF. ITF. Anyway, since Three Brothers is not here, I don't think we should waste time. If Three Brothers were here properly, then we cannot take them up based on the forged document they submitted to them. And thank God, EFCC, ICPC, the police are in our midst. They will simply do the needful. But since they are not here, you know, maybe we have to defer that matter. At the last hearing, he confirmed that his signature was forged. You know, so maybe when they appear properly, we can look at that matter.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. But before then, Highland Corporate Affairs Commission, you say you have something to clarify or to add. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished members, I am representing Corporate Affairs Commission. We keep records of all. My names are Teve Ayuaja. I am heading the status unit of the Corporate Affairs Commission, and I am here in that capacity. We keep records of all registered entities, including companies. When we received your request, we did a thorough search on Three Brothers Rice Mill Limited, and we have even submitted a report on that to this honorable committee. What we have in our records is 3 in letters, not in figures. That is what is on our records, and that is what is reflected on the certificate of incorporation issued to the company. Yes, the RC is the same, sir.
Thank you. Honorable colleague, I think we have ruled on Three Brothers that they will appear in the next sitting. We thought we are going to conclude this hearing today, but the way things are going is not going to be possible.
Chairman,
so
Chairman, before you rule.
Yeah, before I now invite the next person, I will allow Honorable Africa.
Chairman, before you rule, this is what we keep on saying. You don't start building a house from the window level. There must be a foundation. And Mr. Chairman, that takes us back to the fundamental issues we raised when we were interrogating or interfacing with your lamps. Now, if the director who signed the letter of award is going to appear, and he is supposed to appear in the next adjourned date where 3 brothers or 3 sisters are appearing, he should be requested to come with the originating procurement processes. Because if actually there was sourcing for quotation, the name of the company ought to have been clearly and fully stated in the letter, as well as the letterhead of the company would equally have borne the name as registered in CAC. So let him get the original letter so that we can juxtapose that vis-a-vis the documents we have in considering the submission of CAC. Mr. Chairman, otherwise we will have some legal issues here.
Has he returned the copies for you? Direct name?
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to bring finances. So
DG, do you what are the copies that were given to you? Has he returned? Oh, okay. Thank you, my honorable colleague. We have earlier ruled on the Three Brothers issue, and we'll still come back to them as soon as we are ready. Olam will now advise you step aside too, while we invite we are still discussing about the food intervention in the Northeast. We have Dangote Rice Limited was also given contract to supply 936 million naira, 196,800 food items to the Northeast. So Dangote should come front. Then we also have Bua Rice Limited should also come up. Bua has a contract sum of 1,322,273,520 to supply rice to supply food items to the northeast. We also have another Wakot 453,674,296. Another Wakot 939,946,081. Is Wakot around? So Wakot and Golden Agri Input are not around. DG, I remember the committee wrote a letter to your agency that you should bring these people together. And in our last ruling too, we agree on that, because the Secretariat has reported they have been trying all they can do to see how they can reach these people. It has become difficult. And most of the address, most of the telephone numbers and their website are not correct. So we requested you officially to bring, and the DG has confirmed that he's coming with them. Where is Wakot and Agri Input?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not aware of that, and we don't have...
you are not aware? The DG sent you to represent him without giving you all the necessary communications?
We don't have contracts with them.
The committee requested NEMA, because NEMA admitted that they have received item worth 5 billion in these people. You cannot receive item with somebody you don't know. The committee decided that NEMA should bring them, since the Secretariat is finding it difficult to reach some of them. So,
unfortunately, sir, the letter came in after closing on today is Wednesday, after closing, after 6 on Monday.
Should I start?
But before then, there was a telephone conversation. Even DG called me to confirm that the message to bring them, I say yes.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, as part of its...
So you have not been briefed by the DG.
Honorable Chairman, sir, I had introduced Abubakar Shuaib. I come to represent Bua.
Bua, come front.
I came with apologies because
come
I don't
have you say the apology in front. Come there.
Okay, sir.
Just as the small and medium enterprise segment and the visible segment each received the sum of 55 million naira in a statement signed by the acting to them. In a statement signed by the acting director of communications, Isaac Okorafo, the intervention fund, he said, was mainly to sustain liquidity and stability in the markets.
Tell those people to leave there.
Close the doors, please. Okay. Security, clear the place. Yeah. Okay. Let's have your submission.
Again, Honorable Chairman and Honorable Members, my name is Abubakar Shuaib. As you may know, my chairman, Alhaji Absamad Rabiu, lost his father sometimes last week. And as I speak, all the people who have the capacity to assemble the documents that are requested by this honorable committee are there receiving condolences. And because of the sheer respect that the chairman has for this honorable house and the committee, he said, I am GM administration in Abuja. I don't have all these details, but he insisted that I come to offer the apology to this honorable committee and humbly request for a further date that will assemble all the documents that this committee requests. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And on behalf of the members of the Committee and National Assembly, we also want to extend our condolences to the family.
Next is the CCNN with a double-digit loss of 1 naira 45 kobo. Second court. all over, last court. The Central Bank of Nigeria, as part of its intervention, has injected the sum of 210 million naira into the forex market to boost liquidity. Figures released by the Apex Bank indicate that the sum of $100 million was allocated to the wholesale sector, just as the small and medium enterprise segment and
presentation.
Evening, Chair and honorable members of the committee. My names are Ahmad Hashim, the Dangote representative in Abuja, presenting the Dangote rice.
At the close of midweek,
your brief presentation with reference to the letter you received from our committee, particularly the one that relates the contract you are giving to supply a sum of 936,196,800. Are you?
Yes, I am conversant with it.
Yeah. Who awarded the contract?
It's no contract.
Okay.
In December 2016, the Dangote rice alongside other...
December 2016?
2016.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alongside other companies that are into the food business chain, we are asked to, or we are given money by the CBN to mop up grains from the local markets, so that when off period, so they call it, or off season, then these things can now be used. So that was given to us, and we were just invited like any other. We didn't apply for anything. We were invited to CBN for a meeting, and this program was announced to us.
Okay, you are invited by CBN.
This is in the CBN.
Yeah.
Other Olam and who are all attended. So at that meeting, then another meeting, we were asked to
87 billion naira.
We were given the money, so we purchased. Our one is maize. We don't buy rice.
Yeah.
And we bought it from the local, markets.
Yeah, as directed to mop up items from the farmers.
Oh yes. Then later on, at that meeting also, NEMA was represented. So at a later date, we are now asked to supply NEMA. Our warehouses were in Kano. We gave them pro forma invoice, which is attached to the documents we have given. We bought quantity of the pro forma invoices for the supply of 5,960 tons. The rate was specified 942,156,800 naira. So, kept in our warehouses in Kano, we are asked to, after giving them the pro forma, we now supply. We have attached all the invoices, the way bills. Whenever they take, where they deliver it to was not our concern. But we kept in our house, they took and to the required quantity.
So, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, let me get in some. Okay, let me, before I come back to NEMA, I listened to your submission where you started the meeting concerning these food items 2016, and the purpose of the meeting and the purchase was to mop up food items from the farmers. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. The one I have here, I want to be sure we are on the same page.
Okay.
The approval I have here from the Ministry of Finance and Accountant General, 12 June 2017, amount 5,865,671,389 naira 26 kobo only. Purpose of the payment: being release of fund for the emergency intervention of food security to support the population affected by insurgency in the Northeast, as per the Honorable Minister's approval in this page, which is here, and also as the approval by the acting president on page this 142. This. So the National Emergency Management Agency, the approval and the release of this money look different from the purpose of the meeting and the one that was given to them, a direct purchase to mop up food items all over the country. Then while this one, money was released by Central Bank, Accountant General Office is here, the documents showing us that this money, this money was released to your agency to, this money was released, that's the 5.8 billion, to buy food items for food intervention in the Northeast because of the population that are affected. I think the Office of the Honorable Minister and Accountant General will be the first to answer these questions, because the purpose of this payment is specified in this approval while they are on, and this is 2017, June 2017. His one is from December 2016. If you don't have copy, I can't. Secretariat, can you bring this submission, or let me show him this. Show him both the Accountant Generals and the Minister of Finance.
Chairman, can I correct an impression?
Hold on, please. Let them respond.
Because the date of meeting in CBN for allocation of the 2 billion for us to mop up is different from the date. It's subsequent in June 2017 that based on the agreement between federal government, that is through Minister of
How much was given to you in that one?
This is for the disbursement. This is for like
total amount paid to you. Total amount paid to you.
It's 2 billion.
2 billion.
2 billion into the account.
So which
for
is
us to do the mop up? That is in 2016 December.
Yeah. So which is different from this one? This one is just 936 million for Dangote, not 2 billion. So there are two different issues.
The thing is that we had 2 billion in 2016 for the mop up.
What we are talking about, the funds, the money release, this one is clearly specified.
It's for NEMA. It's what we have supplied to NEMA, 936.
This money was released for food items to the Northeast. The 5 billion was released for the food items, then 830-something million was released to National Emergency Management Agency for their logistic, according to the NEMA submissions. That 5 billion is for food items for the Northeast, then 800-something million is for logistic that was released to them. The 800-something was was released to NEMA for logistics. That's what I'm saying. And NEMA admitted receiving item worth of the. What we are trying to establish is there are two different issues. 930-something million was not paid to your account. 2 billion was paid to you to mop up food items, the same thing with other companies that were invited.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
But when we gave NEMA,
they
now paid us.
No, it's CBN or Accountant General will now specify whether this 2 billion that was paid to you, part of it is the approval, then the remaining one is where? We are waiting for the Minister of Finance and Accountant General. Honorable colleague, hold on. We are waiting for their response. Accountant General will know. And Central Bank is also here. So,
Honorable Chairman, honorable members,
we can confirm that 5.8 billion was released to various organizations, including NEMA. NEMA had 829 for logistics, but other rice, food, those in the food business, Dangote Rice Limited, Golden Agri Impulse Limited, Boa Rice Limited, Wakot Limited, in 2 places.
Yeah. And the purpose of the payment,
the purpose was being release of funds for emergency intervention of food security to support the population affected by insurgency in the northeast, as per Honorable Minister of Finance approval on pages this and that. That's the purpose.
Yeah. Who initiated the memo for that? For the payment? Originator of the memo, please.
I do not have the documents originated here. No, this is mandate. What we have here presently is only the mandate.
So you don't have the originating memo. Central Bank.
When I get back to office, I think I can get the originating memo. But Central Bank will be able to. The discussion that the comment made by them was they were invited by CBN.
Yeah. So Central Bank can give us more information. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not aware of that. The invitation Dangote referred to. We came here based on the mandate attached to the letter from the committee, which the chairman read out, specifying the payment mandate we received from the OAGF, making payments to these organizations, including NEMA. And our defense to the committee, or our response to the committee, was based on that mandate. The payment of 936, yes, 936 to Dangote, and the total 5865.
As specified.
Yes, sir.
So the mandate was sent to you by the Accountant General Office, and you make the payment.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of any meeting with these five contractors or 5 companies on the plan to mop up food items within the country?
I'm not aware. And if there was such a meeting, this mandate is not related to that. It's not related to that. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Brandala.
Thank you very much, sir. Mine goes to Federal Ministry of Finance, the representative. This money that was paid by the Accountant General via CBN, does it have a warrant? That's one. And if it has, is it backed by a budget? Or where did you source the money, Accountant General?
Can we have that document again?
And Chairman, before he answers, there are 2 disputing figures here as submitted by Dangote. One is 942 million, 156,800, and the other one 936, 196,800.
Bua, you are free to go if you have further things. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Can I respond?
I've seen the 5-point-something billion taxpayers fund paid by CBN to various companies, and we should ask ourselves the basis. Do we have appropriation for such money to be released to Dangote and Co, their business people? So if you give them money, they will take. But then, from government aspect, we need to find out whether we have appropriation for the sum of 5 billion naira for the purpose for which the money, was disbursed. So, the way Accountant General, you paid the 5.1 billion.
Directed CBN to pay.
On what basis, on what parameter do we have appropriation for such amount of money to be taken out of treasury?
That's why I wanted to look at that document again, because we don't have a copy
let
here.
you look at it. You authored it.
I can get you information. Honorable Chairman.
Yes, please.
And honorable members. We'll get back to you on this because there is approval of the acting president on this. We'll get back to you. In this, we will recognize that these are emergencies, and there is a level, there's a limit to which you can plan for emergencies. What happened? The international aid agencies reduced their aid by over 85%.
By
over 85% at that time. The aid that they were given in the donor agencies reduced it by 85%. And that's why the World Food Program warned of the food security gap at alarming rate. And I think that informed some of this.
Mr. Accountant General, you see, we are not, we appreciate the objectives, of what you are doing. Every serious nation does that.
Yeah.
American does, they do that, even in Poland there, when they had a glut in fruit production, the government came mop up all the excess you have in the market and all that. So it's a global practice. But the point I'm making is this: in managing our national life, our financials, we believe in planning. The Procurement Act is very clear about, before you can take money from the purse, the expectation, the things you should do, there should be budgetary provision. And I now put it to you. Why did you authorize CBN to take 5.1 billion from our treasury and give to these companies? Were there budgetary provisions for them? And even if you are claiming emergency, can we have all the necessary records to justify the need to spend this money on an emergency basis?
Thank you, Honorable Chairman, Honorable members. We'll get back to
who initiated this? We want to know who initiated the procurement. Who initiated it?
We were bothered essentially about remittances to NEMA, not any other organization. That's why we did not have this.
So you gave this money to NEMA?
No. That's why we did not have the clear-cut documents respecting these other organizations.
Okay.
We'll get back to you on this.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, please. Accountant General, which account did you charge to make that payment? From which account you removed the money?
It is indicated there, Consolidated Revenue Fund account.
Belonging to federal government or federation?
Federal government.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm on the please. Can I go ahead with my question, please? Thank you. My question, Accountant General. Are you the Accountant General of the Federation, or you are acting?
I'm not. I'm Director of Funds.
Representing the
Accountant General of the Federation.
Accountant General of the Federation.
Yes, sir.
That's very good.
Thank you.
5-point-something billion was disbursed to some 5 companies on emergency, right? To buy food items to IDPs in the Northeast.
You have constitution there.
Right?
Any constitution there?
Accountant General, I'm asking you a question. It is an emergency, we understand. So we can go out of our way to disburse money in order to, there must be a process. There must be a process, right? Now, my question is, under what process have you disbursed this money to these private companies called Dangote and Boa? And Dangote and Boa, and Dangote particularly, I want to ask you, were you just paid money in order to mop off grains? What is your interest in mopping off? You are a business entity. You must do something because of profit. Were you giving that money in order to mop off grains for the Northeast free of charge? You must have an interest. So how were you being paid? Is there any agreement between you and the CBN, sort of agreement, that you are to supply grains or maize to NEMA on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria? Do you have any evidence?
ED is supposed to have also been here.
So, accountant, the money was just paid without any agreement or any sort of...
The whole idea started from the Vice President's office. I remembered I was not there because, you know...
We are talking about Federal Republic of Nigeria, Nigerians' funds, Nigerians' money. We are not talking about Vice President. Money for the Northeast, money for Nigerians, money for the IDPs.
You know, I'm trying to explain to you how it all started. These companies for which, at the level of Alhaji Aliko, attended that meeting in the Vice President's office. I will not say they have gone to...
I'm not mentioning any name. I'm talking about Dangote Rice Limited as a company. Why are you just giving money just like that to mop up because you are big? And well, you can do it free of charge?
I will not.
I don't understand.
I was supposed to buy this, which I will not.
Well, Honorable colleague, let's be guided. Order what, please?
Constitutional order.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable colleagues, our guests, we are in a constitutional democracy. And in a constitutional democracy, the Constitution is the ground norm. Any deviation from the Constitution is an invitation to anarchy. Accountant General just told us that this money was withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. The ground norm, section 80, subsection 2, taking it from Honorable Baba's question down the line, Chairman, with your kind permission, let's refresh our memory with the Constitution. Section 80, subsection 2 says, no monies shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation except to meet expenditure that is charged upon the fund by this Constitution, or where the issue of those monies has been authorized by an appropriation act, supplementary appropriation act, or an act passed in pursuance of section 81 of this Constitution. So what we should be expecting, Accountant General, the issue of appropriation has been raised. This is money that was disbursed from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. We want to see when you make your submissions or further documents reference to compliance with the provisions of section 8, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Jambu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to find out, because this money is supposed to be for emergency according to the Office of the Accountant General and also NEMA. Boa, please, you may just help us. How long did you keep this running? Dangote and Boa also. How long did you keep this? After moving up these grains, how long did it stay in your warehouse? Please, I need to know. The grains.
Your mic, please.
Sorry, Chair and honorable members. The first collection was on the 13th June of 2017.
And then you moved this. You are given this order sometimes in 2016, I believe.
We submitted our pro forma to do the supply on the 10th of July.
2016.
2017.
Okay, but you are contracted, that ordered, not contracted, you are ordered to move up in 2016. The first meeting you had with CBN was sometimes in 2016, I believe. I believe you say so here, I heard you very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are dealing with issue of emergency here and also our Procurement Act. Mr. Chairman Procurement, we are dealing with Procurement Act and also the issue of emergency here. So if you were ordered in 2016 to move up grain, and this grain remain with you up to 2017, where is the emergency as claimed by NEMA? Because if we are doing this, we agree that when there is emergency, of course you have to waive everything. But I don't.
The issue we're talking about is this Dangote said there's a direct purchase between the federal government and them. First, we have not even established who is the initiator of that issue. The procurer of that item. We have not even we don't even know who gave that, initiated that one. And Dangote and Central Bank has given us information that there was a meeting in 2016 where the federal government decided they want to mop up food items across the country. And money was released to Dangote and other companies to mop up the food items, which already that one has been done. The new approval we have, money that has been released in June, purpose of the payment clearly specify that this 5 billion should be used to procure food items to the Northeast, while 800 and something million was also released to NEMA to use the money as logistic to move this item and distribute them to the Northeast. So the issue here, the Office of the Accountant General, who directed the Central Bank to make this, to effect this payment, will provide the committee with details.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Originators of
Mr.
this.
Chairman, you are helping them. Maybe CBN, I know they are very organized people. I'm sure CBN will not just release money without having, documentary evidence. I trust them.
Honorable, let me, the CBN, in their submission, we have a letter from CBN. They said they make payment on the directives, and when they receive an order from the Accountant General will be the one to give us the reason, details for the payment. They gave the order. Why they gave the order. So that is in the CBN submission. Okay. So if you want to raise additional constitutional matter, go ahead. Thanks.
Mr. Chairman, in addition to the constitutional provision raised by my learned colleague, Honorable Africa Gabriel Iwife, even section 16, sub 2. Probably if we allow my brother, the Accountant General representative, you may want to read and hear what the law says before you can part with taxpayers' money. When it comes to procurement, section 2. And that's why I'm expecting that my brother from CBN will ask for all necessary books that led to that instruction before dishing out and giving out our money.
Section 16, subsection 2, where the Bureau has set prior review thresholds in the procurement regulations, no funds shall be disbursed from the treasury of a ration account or any bank account of any procuring entity for any procurement falling above the set thresholds, unless the check, payments, or other form of request for payments is accompanied by a certificate of no objection to an award of contract duly issued by the Bureau.
Now, if you look at the value of the sum involved, we're talking about 5 billion. Won't you agree with me that you have observed this section in breach?
Distinguished Chairman, members, I have said what we got from the letter we got from the committee did not mention this. What we were asked to respond to was releases to NEMA, and that was what we responded to. So I put if this one, if we get back, that's why I said I will get back to
Uncle. So in this case, the explanation you gave to us, and I asked you earlier, that was the 5.1 billion released to NEMA?
No.
So how did it not feature in your report?
No, we didn't report on it. That was not part of my report. This was my submission, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Chairman Procurement, the Accountant General's office has requested for time to present further documents, and in the spirit of fair hearing, which is constitutionally guaranteed under Section 36 of the Constitution, Mr. Chairman, I think that application should be considered, and let him bring the originating all documents connected thereto to the next hearing, so that holistically, Mr. Chairman, we can address the issue.
Thank you. And Accountant General, let me also, before allowing CBN, let me remind you that your office have made several submissions, not the one you brought now. The committee have sent more than 3 communications, and we have received several submissions from your office, Ministry of Finance, and the Central Bank. So are you denying that this document is not from your office?
I am not denying that these payments were made from us. Yeah. We made these payments. Yeah. But what I'm saying, if I were to respond to it, I would have come with originating documents, the originating memos, which would have spelled out the reasons that gave rise to that.
CBN, you want to say something?
Just to say that we don't keep or don't get documents relating to payments. What we deal with is payment mandates. We want to be sure that the payments are properly mandated. They are signed by those who are supposed to sign them, and the account to be debited is well funded. Just like bankers, yes, that is. And so when we received the mandate, the account was properly funded, the mandate was properly executed, we confirmed it, and then we effected the payment.
Chair, sir. Thank you. CBN, I want to ask, the Dangote in his submission here said you have given them facility, 2 billion, to mop off agricultural materials. Is it interest-bearing facility, or is it a grant?
I will not know, because we didn't prepare for that. We will have checked the records, but I know that Central Bank do not give grants. We don't give grants.
Do you normally give facilities that are not interest-bearing? No. Okay.
Did you say you don't give grants? No. You mentioned grants, because I mean we've read on papers your governor giving out donations, grants to institutions, and even under corporate social responsibility. We've seen agencies of government, universities appearing before us. So they have their businesses to look after. So Masters Dangote Rice, from what you presented, I just want to satisfy my conscience. Was there any quotation you submitted to finance or NEMA in the sum of 900 and because how did you arrive at the sum? 942,156,800 naira. 95,060 metric of maize grains at 50 kg at 5,960. How did you arrive at these parameters and to warrant, my uncle from NEMA paying you this money? How did you arrive at that? It's not the one. It's not. Oh, CBN. NEMA didn't pay, sir.
So how did you arrive at was there a bidding process? Did you submit quotation? Or was it an advertisement you responded to? Or was it direct procurement? We just want to be guided so that when we are making policies or, managing our laws, we'll be able to be on top of issues?
Nothing like that.
Okay.
All I know, and I was privy to, is at the CBN level, all other, stakeholders were there. Kayode was there.
Kayode was there.
A price was agreed based on the prevailing market price.
You said you are there now. So.
Okay, let me withdraw the statement. I cannot be sure, but all I know is that later, when we had this grains in stock, I was communicating with him on how to deliver.
Okay.
But I knew there was somebody from NEMA.
Okay, you are communicating with Uncle Kayode as the head of
at the point of taking, yes.
Okay. And sir, from your documents, sir, I also looked at various vehicle number drivers. The transportation aspect of it, was it included in the price of the bag of rice, or it was a different cost entirely?
Our own was for cost of the. It's not rice. I have mentioned.
No, I know maize now. Maize. Yes.
Okay, it's for storage and the product. Transportation, product and the storage.
So who pay for the transportation?
They just picked it from our warehouse.
Okay, NEMA. Okay, so can we have the total cost you spent on transportation of these items from Dangote store? Or did you engage, was it a direct exercise, or you engaged the contractor, sir?
Contractors were engaged.
Which contractor is that? Who is the only company engaged?
No, I can't remember the name.
So you have to furnish the committee.
If I will confirm from my DG if they have not already been submitted.
If they
have not already been
submitted.
If
we have it, we won't be.
Let me clarify. The submission, they have submitted details for haulage, but the one you submitted is for all the haulage of items. That include Olam, Three Brothers, and any other supply under your organization. But Honorable Wole is asking specifically the contractors that handle the delivery of these items.
Please.
So you should specify them the name of the contractors with the name of that one. And Accountant General, the secretariat, our secretariat are also protesting that you say they have not specified, that they have a letter addressed to the Accountant General which was acknowledged in your office on the 10th May, specifying number one, that you should bring all the approvals on the releases of this contract, particularly 5.8 billion, the copy you have, and security support for in the Northeast. Second, all documentary communication in respect of the above releases, award letters, and all procurement process, particularly on this amount. And the letter was acknowledged by you, and I think that may be the reason why you are here as a representative capacity. So maybe in your office, while they are directing you, they didn't give you the correct information. So you relate to the Accountant General office that you relate to him that the committee will request him, the committee directed that he should provide all the necessary documents as specified. I will take Honorable Sharif, then we will now.
Thank you very much, Chairman, distinguished honorable colleagues. We have come to almost end of today's session, but I would like to urge all the stakeholders to come up with all the questions, that is evidences that we ask for in our next meeting. And because this is a Chairman, honorable colleagues, this exposure is really worrisome. Worrisome in the sense that a lot of monies of federal government or Nigerians' money have been
directed by federal government to buy food items to the victims of the insurgency in the Northeast, but from all indications, there are quite a lot of intrigues and a lot of short-changing by agencies, money that are made to save soul, life of the Northeast victims of the insurgency. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, I cannot be a member of this committee to sit down and watch monies that are made for the Northeast, for the victims of the insurgency, being cornered or stolen or siphoned by anybody. Whoever is involved, Mr. Chairman, this committee, we must do our thing to bring them to book. And next meeting, we should call EFCC to make it easier for them to see what is going on here. Because we cannot understand how such monies that are made for innocent people, innocent Nigerians. Many have died because of anger. I come from there. Many of our people have died for anger, and yet some people would be playing around. Mr. Chairman, honorable colleagues, on this note, I want to move for an adjournment, or perhaps...
Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman. That's last one, sir.
Chairman, let's balance.
Chairman, last one before you
Off your mic. You have an observation? Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Chairman, we are trying to talk about accountability. Accountant General, this payment you made, did you take care of taxes or you just made the payment?
I said I would get back to you on all this.
Mr. Chairman.
This distinguished honorable colleague, let me once again extend our appreciation to all the MDAs and other relevant people that have provided us with information and submissions. You know, this investigative hearing started on the 21st of March, and so far this committee have sat about 7 different occasions, and the committee is willing to see how we can conclude our investigations as quickly as possible, and we will not also allow most of the agencies that don't have much to do to continue to be present here. Particularly, there are issues that I think by now the committee is coming. We have received appreciable evidences on that one, particularly the case of the 6,779 metric tons of rice donations by the Chinese government. We definitely need some information, but for now, we'll discharge some of the agencies like the Nigerian Customs Service. If they have any information, they can also provide that within a week, because the committee in our next hearing will only concentrate on the other issues. But on this one, we have received enough and appreciable evidences, so we may need to sit more on that while we await for just additional information from the Ministry of Agri, Budget and National Planning, and also the Ministry of Finance. You recall also on the food intervention to 16 states where 1.6 billion was released for 16 states too. We have received almost submission from all the states, the National Emergency Management Agency, and other relevant organizations. So we don't also need to do that. The committee will also look at that. We have concluded investigation on that one. The two major issues that up till now we are trying all we can do to see how we could conclude, but we find it difficult. Almost every hearing will have new reasons why other people should be invited. The interventions, which is about 10 billion naira for the food intervention in the Northeast, as you can see, we cannot progress because, number one, we don't even have the originators of this payment. And the Dangote Rice and other companies, the payment they were talking and the series of meetings they held concerning these food items are likely different from the approval we have here. The approval on specifically indicated about the Northeast food intervention, while theirs is talking about mopping up food items in the country, all over the country. So we will find it difficult also to conclude on that one today. The committee will also look at all the necessary people. I don't know, Accountant General, can you provide all the necessary documents so that we can continue tomorrow? Can you bring them tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, if you have your permission.
Why? Why not tomorrow, sir? The office is not far from here now.
Well, we have a lot of things. As I'm sitting here, a lot of
you have a lot of things that is better than the Parliament's investigations?
We are not saying anything is better than Parliament investigation, but I'm also...
If you need time, just specify that you need time. Yeah, don't say it...
Thank you, thank you.
You need more time.
The guy is Parliament friendly. Anytime we call him, he comes here.
Yes, he does. That's why I registered his unreserved apology when I started. He would have been here very personally.
Yeah.
But because of some exigencies, that's why he sent me here.
Yeah,
and I think I'm also friendly to the
no problem. The committee, the former accountant,
thank you, sir.
The committee will communicate to you, but before then, you can please try and forward all the necessary documents, maybe within 72 hours, if possible. Yeah, within that time. So it can be tomorrow, it can be Friday. So while that, and Olam Nigerian Limited too, we may likely invite you because we are still having issue. The approval we have is that 10,000 metric tons of...
To meet the police on what was the matter, the police started shooting.
NTA News visited a hospital nearby where 8 other victims were receiving treatment from stray bullets.
I was in the street that time. I was going my own, and I had a gunshot in my body.
And you know, they inside the compound.
That's Rice Limited. We will still first need the... We don't even know because the award letter that was given in a different name, the contract was given with a different name, the payment was made in a different account number, so we find it difficult to relate that. As a serious government agency, is not just somebody who walk into a business center and print a letterhead and just write a memo you approve and give him award letter with the copy of just his letterhead without going through the necessary document, particularly, and also on record, according to their testimony, these are not regular, they have never been contracted by NEMA, and also they claim that, particularly Olam claimed that he was contacted or invited by the Ministry of Agri on a contract that was awarded by NEMA, funds that was released to NEMA. So we also find it difficult to see how we can conclude that. But once again, let me use the opportunity to thank our distinguished colleagues for being committed always, and also the MDAs who has been very supportive from the date we started these investigations. We want to show, we want to say thank you. We want to also confirm to you that National Assembly, our major concern as our major interest is our own people. How can we ensure that value for money is achieved? And that is our target. Distinguished Honorable colleague, I will now allow Honorable Gabriel to move a proper motion. If there is no any other counter argument or any additional information, if there is none, he can now move a proper motion for adjournment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Even though observing that Honorable Sheriff was so emotional as it concerns the situation in the Northeast, particularly as he has always said that he's an IDP from Burma. But that notwithstanding, we are not running conclusions, Mr. Chairman. It is my pleasure, Mr. Chairman, having exhausted the day, it is to 7 o'clock, that the committee do adjourn to reconvene. Sinadai, I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Any seconder? Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I hereby second the motion ably moved by Mr. Africa for adjournment. I so second.
Honorable colleague, the meeting stand adjourned. Sinadai. I know there is no any contrary opinion, so thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
I don't come out my hand from oil bunkering. General, what you going to yarn? What did the yarn say? I don't understand though. Because they spoil our time, our environment. And they cause our people serious harm. Militants said, you know good. Me, I not do again Sam. Because why? Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Sneakers is a synonym for athletic shoes, the generic name for footwear primarily designed for physical exercise. It is usually designed with flexible sole made of rubber and an upper part of leather or canvas. Sneakers go back a long way. In the late 18th century, people wore rubber-soled shoes called plimsolls that they were pretty good. For one thing, there was no right foot or left foot. Around 1892, the U.S. Rubber Company came up with more comfortable rubber sneakers with canvas tops called Keds. By 1917, the sneakers began to be mass-produced. They got the nickname sneakers because they were so quiet. A person wearing them could sneak up on someone without being noticed. Sneakers, though designed for sports, have gradually crept into everyday fashion due to its easy fit and comfort. It comes in diverse colors, designs, and models. The high tops, covering the ankle only. The low tops, or Oxford, stay just below the ankle. The mid-cut sneakers are in between the high and the low tops. The sneaker boots extend to the calf. The slip-ons, much like the low tops, do not cover the ankle and do not have laces. The low top CVO, that is circular vamp Oxford, do not cover the ankle, but have a vamp in a circular form with about 4 to 5 eyelets. Finally, the high top CVO covers the ankle with a circular vamp. Sneakers can be worn with a good pair of jeans, a skirt, a suit, and sometimes to give a good kick to a simple gown. It can be worn to the office, casually, or even to a serious occasion. The last Mama Award in South Africa, some stars, including Lynx, were spotted in lovely, classy sneakers.
I'm wearing a black suit and shorts. No designer.
Besides the fashion statement, sneakers are well recommended for their orthopedic benefit to the knees and ankle. Go ahead, fit the feet in style with just the matching sneakers.
NTA2Lagos Network Center.
We're in it. NTA2Lagos Network Center.
Tomorrow Stars, hitting your screens with trending musicals, refreshing videos from up-and-coming entertainers. Keep updated with us every Friday at 7:30 p.m. and a repeat broadcast on Tuesday at 6 a.m. on your reach-out station, NTA2Lagos. Tomorrow Stars, defining the musical trends of the future. Every episode is a must-watch.
Ya Ramadan ya shahr al-huda.
It's another blessed month of Ramadan. It is a season that offers unequaled mileage and widest opportunity to maximize rewards from Allah. Take advantage of the endless opportunity by sponsoring any of our spiritually rewarding segments on Ramadan diets. Tarawih prayers from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, living in the month of Ramadan, interactive segment which broadens your knowledge in Islam. Our call to prayer in 3 segments are also open for sponsorship. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call
أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك جل وجهك وعز جاهك تفعل ما تشاء بقدرتك.
Ramadan Diet. It's all about spiritual upliftment. Ma salam.
Hooray! Children's Day is here again. NTA2, your regional station, is set to give you so much fun, entertainment and excitement as we celebrate Children's Day. Children, you can't afford to miss this fun day. Side attractions include red carpet and photography, march past, presentation by